Hi, I'm Chris Tusher, and this is Crash Course Christian Theology. What's that, imaginary camera guy? You mean we aren't a part of Crash Course and you can't use their marketing? Oh. Well, what do we call us then? Fortunately, I have come up with a backup name, Iron Sharpeners. Over the next several weeks, we'll be examining the entirety of Christian theology, and since there are over 2,000 years worth of theological discussion, this series will continue, Lord willing, until either I die or Jesus returns. Now, before we begin, we need to explain the rules of this series. Firstly, this series is open to anyone. However, we are mainly going to be addressing Christians with our discussion. This is not a YouTube series designed to convert you, but rather one designed to edify and build up other Christians. However, this does not mean that you can't watch if you're not a Christian. For example, I know many people from other faiths, or lack thereof, are curious about what Christians actually believe. We welcome everyone here for discussion. Secondly, as many of you are aware, there are numerous Christian denominations and sects, and so when we discuss things, we will try to provide a basic understanding of what the majority of these sects believe. At this point, I think it's appropriate for you, our audience, to know that I hail from a Reformed Baptist background, and so inevitably there will be traces of bias in what I say. However, I will, by God's grace, be able to nullify the effects of said bias and provide a well-rounded explanation of each topic. Thirdly, and this will probably be the one that we get the most backlash for, we believe in the Bible. The Bible is the basis for the Christian to follow. Our faith is founded on the resurrection of Jesus, but without Scripture, there is no gospel, and without the gospel, Christianity is nothing. What this means is that all of our discussion needs to be centered around Scripture. Wait a minute. Who's that? It is I, Satan's spokesman. Don't you mean devil's advocate? Whatever. My question is, how can you use the Bible for the basis of your faith, since so many different people believe different things about the Bible? Well, Mr. Spokesman, let me try to explain two important things by going to the whiteboard. Firstly, people may come to different conclusions about any text, but for the most part, it's clear to tell when they are wrong. Take any fiction novel. Let's use Lord of the Rings. People can disagree about what is the central theme of the Lord of the Rings, whether it be friendship, forgiveness, power, or second breakfast. However, if someone were to say Frodo was 8 feet tall and wore Gucci designer clothing, they would be wrong according to the text. In the same way, we as Christians need to strive to understand what the author of the text has said and what they originally meant in its historical context. That's called the historical principle. Secondly, while yes, many denominations come to different conclusions, there are things that are clearly delineated from the text that are non-negotiable, like that Jesus existed, or that he was crucified. There are things that are matters of opinion. We would call these things distinctives, like the proper way to baptize someone. And then there are the things that are way out there, the crazy speculative stuff, like what does Revelation mean? We'll get there. Don't worry. Did that sort of answer your question? I guess so. Hey, look over there! It's Jesus! Ah, now you're really an agent for the great deceiver. Finally, we want you to understand that by no means is this YouTube channel the end-all, be-all of truth. While I may be a fart smeller, I have made quite a few stupid decisions in my life. However, that is why the basis of our show is not in the authority of us, but in the authority of God and what He has revealed to us. Next time, we'll discuss theology in more detail by examining the different methods of theology and which one we'll be using for this course. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next month.